Welcome to a new daily top Askreddit video. Today's topic: sex workers of Reddit. Have any of you ever have a close friend or anyone you normally interact with daily be a surprise customer? What was the experience like, and how did it affect your interactions with them? When I was a cam girl, I would have many guys message me saying they were my cousin or something. They were not, just trying to play out a fetish, and I wasn't into it. So then one day a guy, in the main chat, said that he knew me and his name was Urch, fake name. I was like, yeah right, I've only ever known one Urch, if it's true what's my name? And sure enough, he put my real first name right there in the chat. We were in youth group in church together almost a decade before that. He became a regular. That happened with me and my estranged older half-brother once when I was camming. I messaged him on Facebook to confirm and we had a good laugh about it. Ha ha ha. Much smarter to private message than challenge them to put your private info in the main chat. But still, I think if any of my brothers had found me, I'd never be able to look them in the eye again. Glad y'all could laugh about it. Ha ha. What are you doing, estranged older half-brother? Youth group in church. I don't think that youth group accomplished what it set out to accomplish. People gonna be horny regardless. My much younger brother was getting married, had a bachelor party at a strip club with a dozen or so high school friends. After about an hour there, a rather ordinary looking stripper comes on stage, takes off her top, and our tables of guys goes wild, standing and applauding and hollering. I have no idea what is going on. The stripper looks through the stage lights, her eyes get really big, she grabs her top and runs off stage to the back. Bouncers come running over to our table, thinking we're starting trouble. Nope, it turns out all of the guys in his high school class had a history class with her a few years back. She later came out and talked with us, said she never thought she'd see someone, let alone 12, she knew, it was in the next town over. Thought it was his soon-to-be wife. Friend, got any nude pictures of your fiancé? Groom-to-be, no. Friend, would you like to buy some? That seems a bit strange that she thought she would never have seen her classmates in the next town over. I would have thought it was inevitable. You know, they probably also went the next town over so they didn't risk being spotted by other classmates. And that is how the entire class had an impromptu reunion. I'm a stripper. My friend's dad came in. I hadn't seen him or my friend since high school. I accidentally asked him for a lap dance before I could tell who it was. He said no, and I realized who it was as I walked away. He came in a few more times and avoided eye contact with me. When I was on stage he would look away. Another story, my first day as a stripper I saw two guys from my high school. We chatted, then they both paid for lap dances. I mean, respectful of your friend's dad, but why would he keep coming into that strip club after that? Maybe he doesn't have that many options. This exact thing happened at my bachelor party. It was funny. My friend's dad had coached the stripper while on his daughter's soccer team. They had a pleasant chat and she went on to other patrons. It's so good to hear how mature and professional some can be under these circumstances. You just have to brush forward/laugh some stuff off. She's got a job to do and he's there on leisure time, it doesn't have to clash awkwardly. Hey. We surprised a friend from university that was working at a strip club to pay for her studies. She just noticed us, winked at us and did her show as usual. Zero fucks, of any kind, were given by anyone. I had a friend at UI that was a stripper. I only found out because she got really drunk one night and told me. I always wondered how she managed to never get found out, but apparently it's 'cause students are always broke and can't afford it. If they ever do, it tends to be on a holiday abroad or a stag do, not in their UI town. I was a bouncer at a strip club in the college town I went to school in. I did run into some of my classmates from campus at work. Sometimes they'd come in for amateur night and get offered a job. Other times they worked for an agency and would end up there for a night for whatever reason. It was kind of an unspoken rule to not say anything. If we bumped into each other on campus I'd say hi to them. I ended up in a group project with one of them. It wasn't weird, it was like working on something in school with a co-worker. I would say the only weird thing was ending up at a keg party where one of my co-workers was there, and when the cops came to bust it up I felt compelled to warn her and get her out of there before anything bad happened. I've never been able to resolve why I felt I needed to have done that. I was a stripper back in the day. Halfway through a stage show realized that my flatmate's brother and his friends were there. That's how I was outed, lol. Nothing much changed. Suddenly, my flatmate had a lot more visitors. That flat suddenly had more comings and goings. Nothing much changed until the Fire Nation attacked. Uncle Ira handing out pie show tiles in the boom boom room. Last semester I ran a massage service, and I had this one client I particularly liked because he was so friendly, positive, and just smart as fuck. I never asked my clients for their last names or too much about what they did for work, and the only thing I really knew about this guy was that he was in a STEM field. Well, fast forward to one existential crisis and a college major change later, and this semester I have to take chemistry. Lo and behold, that really smart client is now my professor. Neither of us is currently acknowledging it, but I can tell that we still feel that bit of connection we did when he would come see me for massages. Edit. It was massage, regardless of whether I'm a licensed professional. Giving someone AHJ after working out their pain, tension, knots, etc. For an hour doesn't mean you didn't massage them. I sympathize for those who are victims of sexual assault and harassment. I faced the same sort of things with my business, and that's never okay. But massage therapy is and probably always will be associated with sex work, and people who engage in either endeavor should be aware of the risks involved. The people who conduct sexual assault against other people are responsible, not me or anyone else who does sex work. I am not going to call my service just a hand job service or whatever else people want me to say because a massage service is the most accurate phrasing for the operation I was running. I did not at any time claim to be a licensed professional and I was always honest with clients about it. Yes, I am aware that it's illegal. Also, for the sake of massage therapists, please do not assume they're sex workers. Is this like massages with happy endings? Sorry if this is obvious. Yep. Cousin 1, F, is a stripper. Cousin 2, M, lives in another state and hasn't seen myself or Cousin 1 since we were kids. Cousin 2 comes to visit. Cousin 1 invites Cousin 2 to her place of work one night. He knows it's a strip club, but expects Cousin 1 to just be bartending or waitressing or something. Anyway, Cousin 2 rocks up to the club and Cousin 1 has her tits out. Cousin 2 said he turned around and walked right out of there. WTF Cousin 1. Why? Guy here, I was close with my cousin, she got blindingly drunk one Christmas party at her house. I was dancing with and about to seal the deal with her best friend. I hear someone yell about someone stripping and turn around to see my cousin fully naked. We locked eyes. She looked like she immediately sobered up and took off stumbling to her room crying. We talked about it later and came to the conclusion some at that party, not me, kept mixing her drinks strong. She would always carry a nice buzz at her parties, but being the hostess, she would keep it level-headed. That night I saw, quite literally, a side of my cousin I never want to see again. I don't think she had ever been that drunk or has ever since. Edit, changes seal the seal, to seal the deal. Seal the seal. So your cousin's friend was kind of a beast. I respect the honesty. Can you please tell the court which state you live in, so that we can stereotype? Thank you. We are Australian. But I must admit I'm too ashamed to say which Australian state we grew up in. There's not too many to guess from, however, so take a pick. Removed. Truly a heartwarming ending. Truly a happy ending. You love to hear it. Wow, I'm amazed. This is like a sex work unicorn story. Giving false hope to a whole new generation. Not a sex worker, but delivered a pizza to a known sex worker, and at the same moment I was about to knock on the door, a relative opens the door and watches me holding the pizza up to him. I couldn't do anything but laugh. He laughed too, maybe out of embarrassment, and as soon as the sex worker understood what was going on, she also started laughing. Never mentioned this moment to anyone who knows my relative. And he is grateful for that to this day. How grateful. Sounds like about $100 a month grateful. I had a classmate who was a stripper and she was very open about loving it when people she knew came to see her at work and let her dance for them. She thought it was intimate in a fun, friendly way. I was talking to a stripper. She said she had grown up in a suburb about an hour away, and used to strip there. She said that ultimately there were too many guys from her high school who came in. I thought the point of being a stripper was that nobody came in. Kinda, sorta along the same lines I guess. Once a friend wanted me to go to a strip club with him located outside a small town in Alabama. A young, really young, looking girl got on the stage and he told me, "Look at her. Isn't she the prettiest thing you've ever seen?" I said, "Yeah, but she seems like she's too young to be working here." "Don't worry, she's 18. "How do you know?" I asked. "She's my niece." I felt uncomfortable after that. I had a similar situation at a small town strip club. Shockingly, there were like 10 girls working that night. For context, there were probably only 4 guys at the club besides my group, bachelor party. One girl was particularly good looking. I went up to the bar and another dude about my age started talking to me about whatever, and in the conversation I mentioned how good looking that one girl was. Turns out it was his girlfriend. I was shocked. At the end of the conversation he offered to let me fuck her if he could drive my car, a 550 HP heavily modified BMW. Definitely did not take him up on that offer. Car tax, https://imgur.com/pfbohc1.jpg. Holy shit, the stories in this comment section are wild.